Well, hi guys, it's Mike here from Velojo Cycles. Today we're going to look at the SunXCD 120mm rear cassette hub. Just to compare the 120mm hub with the standard 130, it's exactly the same hub, but the free hub where the cassette mounts here is a little shorter. So this means you can't get a standard cassette on there. I believe shorter cassettes are available at a great price from various manufacturers, but what we do is we take a standard 10-speed cassette and we depopulate it down to 7, which fits very nicely, and it also means you can use standard 10-speed shifters, which are more common now, and drifters if you like that kind of thing. So you can fit this modern cassette ultra reliable hub into an old frame with a 120mm rear end. So how does this work? Well, you need to find a 10-speed cassette where the cogs, or most of the cogs, are loose. This is an 11 to 25 for a particular customer. Some of them are available also in 11 to 28, even 11 to 34, so you can get wide ranges if you like. But you can pick and choose, but only to a certain extent, the cogs that go on there. So let's open it up and have a look. So the way these cassettes are put together is the bottom three, the largest three cogs, are riveted together. They're on individual spiders, the biggest one and then the next two together. So if you wanted, you could drill those rivets out, but we're not going to bother to do that today. Then there's a spacer, then there's a plain cog, another spacer, plain cog, another spacer, plain cog, another spacer, plain cog. This is a special one because it's got a spacer machined onto it. These top, the smallest two cogs have also got spacers on, and the very smallest one has to interface with the lock ring. So basically you need to keep the bottom three, you need to keep really the top three, and then you get to choose if you want a 7-speed, which one you're going to keep in the middle, and it's as simple as that. So it's not a matter of picking and choosing the cogs that you want, really. It's a matter of picking and choosing the ones you don't. So here's the cassette stripped down into the choices you have. So the bottom three cogs are riveted together here, so you need to keep those, and there's a spacer. You've then got a choice of either 17 or 19 for the next one. Then you have another spacer. Then you have a choice of 14 or 15, and then you have a choice of 12 or 13. These are interchangeable because they both have the spacer machined on, and then you're stuck with 11 as the top cog and the lock ring. Interestingly, you can get a 12. This one's marked 11. You can get a 12 lock ring, and then you could use the 12 as your top gear if you wanted to do that. So those are the choices you have. So you can't just pick and choose out of the 10. So this customer has said that he wants 25, 23, 21. He doesn't have any choice in that. And then he wants a drop to 17, and then he wants a drop to 14, and then he wants a drop to 12, and then 11, and then the lock ring. And that will fit nicely on there to make a 7-speed cluster. And I'll show you that in a minute. So here's our 7-speed made up on the 120. This one's 25, 23, 21, 17, 19, 17, 14, 11, which is what the customer's asked for, but he's got 3 spare cogs here that he can use if he wants to change the ratios. But that's quite a nice close ratio box for his Hitchens. We have a Hitchens here. You might like a closer view of the Hitchens. it's got a new SunXCD crankset, SunXCD rear gears, and still got friction shifters at the moment. We may change that, and ready to go when we build a nice 120mm wheel with this. I think we'll probably be going with a 28 or 34 bottom to give some nice low gears for touring. Okay, thanks for watching. Any questions, just send a message. Thanks, bye. So I forgot to mention that once you've fitted the cluster, there is a tiny gap which doesn't enable you to tighten up the lock ring as tightly as you'd need. So what we do to make up that gap, you can just about see it there, is fit one of these standard freewheel spacers, just fit one of them behind, and so the lock ring then tightens up nice and snug. So that's the way we do it. So if you order one of these and you want to do it, you need to either ask us to supply, which will include, if you ask, lock ring with the hub and the cassette. So thanks for watching, bye.